If you had the ability to control the black people on this planet, there isn't anything that you couldn't take, dismantle, destroy, or interrupt if you could mobilize black people. Part of the ops agenda, a part of their modus operandi, is to find out which one of you is a potential leader. And if you are, then we begin a work of progress on your life, which will make people get off of that.
Hollywood doesn't always slam doors in your face. Sometimes it just quietly stops calling. No headlines, no controversies, just a strange silence. And if you ask comedian Katt Williams, that silence isn't innocent, it's calculated. He believes that's exactly what happened to Larenz Tate, an actor who should have been a household name, but instead slipped off the radar without a trace. So, how does someone with that much talent vanish without a single scandal? Let's backtrack. Larenz Tate wasn't some overnight sensation. He was built for the stage. Born in Chicago in 1975, the youngest of 3 sons, he moved with his family to Los Angeles as a young child. His parents weren't chasing dreams, they were chasing better opportunities. Larenz and his brothers, Lahmard and Larron, were enrolled in acting classes at the Inner City Cultural Center. At first, it was just something to do. But after seeing a fellow classmate, Malcolm-Jamal Warner, land a lead role on The Cosby Show, everything changed. Larenz got serious. Auditions followed, and soon he was booking appearances on hit shows like 21 Jump Street, Family Matters, The Wonder Years, and The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Even in bit parts, he stood out. There was something deeper in his delivery, more emotion, more intention. Casting agents noticed. But 1993 was the turning point. At just 17, he played O-Dog in Menace to Society, a character that terrified and mesmerized audiences. O-Dog was unpredictable, volatile, and unforgettable. Larenz brought an intensity that made people uncomfortable in the best way. Critics couldn't stop talking about him. Roger Ebert even called him the scariest presence on screen that year. He followed that up with role after role that proved he wasn't a one-hit wonder. In Dead Presidents, he played a Vietnam veteran battling PTSD and poverty. In Love Jones, he flipped the narrative, playing a sensitive, artistic poet who captured the hearts of black women everywhere. His character, Darius, was cool, collected, and unlike anything we were used to seeing on screen. By the late 90s, Larenz Tate had it all: respect in the industry, love from the audience, and critical acclaim. His face was on posters, his name in headlines. He wasn't just rising, he was soaring. And then, nothing. No tabloid stories, no arrests, no messy public drama. He just quietly faded from the A-list, replaced by newer faces and louder personalities. That's when Katt Williams started connecting the dots. For years, Katt's been dropping breadcrumbs about Hollywood's hidden rules, the unspoken initiation rituals actors allegedly have to pass through to reach the next level. According to him, it's not about acting skill, it's about control.
Yeah, I was blessed to
Even be around him, huh?
Yeah, just to be able to witness young black guy navigate the highest echelons of entertainment and still be holding on to things that he doesn't do and won't do, and still feeling like he needs to look out for other artists and still trying not to bring shame on his fans or other black people or, just a wonderful human,
Not about talent, but obedience. One example Katt always brings up is what he calls the dress test. He claims that black male actors are often pushed into roles that require them to wear dresses, not because it's essential to the plot, but because it's a test of submission, a loyalty check. Are you willing to compromise your identity for access? Look around. Martin Lawrence, Jamie Foxx, Kevin Hart, even Tyler Perry built an empire with Madea. But Katt, he said no. Dave Chappelle walked away from $50 million. Katt hints that Larenz Tate might have been another one who drew the line and paid for it.
But at the end of the day, you do this stuff because it's something that you want to do and it's something that you love. I really feel like it's the executives and the people who run the studios and the networks that make the decisions as to what the communities or what the people or the masses are going to do. But when it comes to movies, name how many black movies were out last year.
4.
Straight Outta Compton.
It was 4 or 5.
Like,
Straight Outta Compton, Dope, Creed.
But
Chirac.
Is Creed a black movie? I wouldn't consider
Ryan Coogler's a black director.
Yeah, well, I mean, and here's the deal. At some point, you got to get out of it's a black movie or not. I think that it was a black director and you had a black lead. It's a movie for the masses.
Right.
But if you think about it, I don't know how many movies actually technically hit the theaters in 2015, but I believe it was upwards of 1,200 that actually made, even if it was there for one day.
Right.
And we talk about maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 that were black leads and directors and stuff. I'm like, come on, man.
Right.
That's tough. So, I just want to continue to make great choices and decisions in the kinds of projects that I do. Sometimes people say, well, where have you been? I haven't seen you. Well, I've been laying down a foundation. My brothers and I, we have a production company. So we've been trying to tell our own stories. We're trying to get other scripts and trying to push the envelope to do something, different.
It wasn't just about wardrobe choices. According to insiders, Larenz also declined roles that leaned on stereotypes. Gang leaders, drug dealers, buffoons. He wasn't interested in being anyone's caricature. And in Hollywood, saying no too many times makes you less of a commodity and more of a liability. But Larenz didn't go out bitter. He went out deliberate. In a 2021 podcast, Larenz said, "I never left Hollywood. I just stopped playing their game." That one line says everything. He began speaking out not in anger, but with clarity. He talked about how black performers are often paid less than their white counterparts, even when they carry just as much box office weight. He spoke about the lack of decision-making power behind the camera and how true representation means more than just being in front of the lens. Instead of chasing every role, Larenz started building something of his own. He and his brothers launched Tate Men Entertainment, a production company committed to elevating authentic black stories. No trauma bait, no clownery, just real storytelling created by and for the culture. Of course, not everyone appreciated the message. The industry has a habit of labeling outspoken black artists as difficult. Just ask Monique or Taraji P. Henson, who recently went viral for opening up about being tired of fighting, of asking, of justifying. Viola Davis had to win awards just to get fair conversations. The second a black actor demands what they're worth, the narrative shifts. But just when it seemed like Hollywood had forgotten him, Larenz made a quiet return that no one saw coming. That's why his role in Power during the 2010s was so significant. Playing Councilman Rashad Tate, he reasserted himself with the same confidence and presence he'd always had. Critics loved him. Fans were thrilled to see him back. He wasn't just nostalgic casting. He was magnetic. But still, no explosion, no mainstream redemption arc, just more silence. Why? Because when you don't play by their rules, they don't reward you with their spotlight. And yet, Larenz seems unbothered. These days, he's creating, mentoring, producing, choosing roles that align with his integrity. He's not chasing relevance, he's shaping legacy, and he's doing it without compromise.
We just need to be at the table with our ideals, with our concepts, with our narratives, not narratives that were created by someone else. We have a rich history. Now we're trying to get back to having more of us Black men and women and people of color to be able to get into the room and be at the table. And I think that's important because usually, Hollywood and the media at one time was just one group of people making the decisions. And once we're able to be at the forefront of our destiny and create where we believe we should be. I hope I ain't getting too deep on.
What do I donate to your campaign, Councilman Tate?
Councilman Tate,
I'm gonna write you a check, Councilman Tate.
What do you think of
Now, Katt Williams has brought his name back into the conversation, and that matters because when Katt names names, he's not gossiping, he's sending signals. And the message is clear. Larenz Tate didn't vanish because he failed, he vanished because he refused to fall in line. He turned down the bait, he avoided the traps. He walked away from easy fame to build something deeper, and the price for that was silence. But silence isn't the end of the story. So here's the real question. Was Larenz Tate pushed out, or did he walk out on purpose? Was it about roles he declined, rules he refused to follow, or was it the simple fact that a proud, talented, principled Black man in control of his image is just too threatening for some gatekeepers? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because maybe that silence wasn't punishment after all. Maybe it was power. They didn't cancel him. He outgrew the script.